Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
Oh, yes, I'm ready because it's been about, I'm guessing about 3 or so weeks since we've done the podcast, and people probably thought that we don't do the show anymore because we probably had one show in the last 6 weeks, and all of that falls on the shoulders of me and my fault, partly because of Baron. Baron's not here today because once again he has another foot convention that he needed to get to. That was a side event happening at GDC. He decided to abandon the main festivities at GDC because of the foot convention that was happening right next door. So he went and bought as many bottles of baby oil as he could. And I'm super proud of him that he is getting to live out all of his hopes and dreams at FootCon 2025. What's going on, people? Favorite Fam here from Lv1 Gaming.com. Congratulations, you guys leveled up. This is the Lv1 Gaming Podcast. And I know we're going to have a difficult time getting everybody to come back and rock with us tonight because we have been super inconsistent. We have not been here a while. And for that, I want to apologize. But we're hoping as the show goes along that our people come through and rock with us per usual. Hugger, are you okay, my love? Are you good?
I'm sorry.
Are you good? Did you enjoy that?
Every time you bring up the fucking convention, it gets me.
I mean, that's what he's into. That's what he's into. Nisa, what is happening there? Coming through, the first person coming through and rocking with us, man. Listen, we're going to have a good time tonight. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. As we're going through the pod, I'm going to make sure that our Ubisoft check has cleared. I'm not quite sure if it has deposited into our bank accounts or not because we gave the game a good review. But we're going to talk a lot about that. But first, we're going with the introductions per usual. My right hand, man, the floor hugger with the hardest for ours. What's going on, sis?
Going on, everybody? I missed you guys. I'm meeting Harrison for the first time, but you guys, again, go check out his reviews. He's famous in this household, like Dallas said. He can go get his own drink from the fridge. We don't gotta tell him nothing. He can post up on the couch and everything. Fame, can he have some of your cherry juice?
He can have some of this. It's tart. He can't have none of my apple juice, but he can have some of the tart cherry juice. He's gonna put him to sleep.
That's what matters. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about our topics today and get into it, y'all.
Next up, Dallaz. His mic is muted, man.
Oh, gosh. Dang it. We haven't been live long enough for me to say what I really want to say, but God dang it. Man, listen. It is Fame's fault we haven't been here so long. I haven't had my mental health crutch in a little bit. Like, I really thank y'all so much for enabling my nonsense. That said, we got some pretty fun topics. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be dope. So I'm ready. Let's get it.
Last but not least, this man is our number one reviewer at Lv1Gaming.com. He handles all the big stuff and he does an amazing job at it. He is also the marketing manager at one of the best indie studios and the indie places around PM Studios. Harrison, I can't pronounce the Purgle part. I just like saying Harrison. What's going on, brother? Is that right? Did I say it right? Is it Purgle?
Yeah, it's Purgle. Yeah, it's a giant space.
I've been guessing that this entire time.
It's a giant space wall from Star Wars, deep cut. But thanks for having me. I'm glad. First time on here. I'm excited to be here and to be, now that the Ubisoft check is cashed, I can appear and get paid again for telling more good stuff about it.
Wait, so are you a big Star Wars fan? So have you met Johnny?
We've played Halo a couple times together.
Okay, Johnny's a massive Star Wars nerd. Like massive.
Yeah.
Not the good kind either.
Not the good kind either. He's like, I'm gonna fight you if you say anything negative about Star Wars, like that kind.
He only likes Star Wars because of the Empire, and we know what that means.
Damn. What's that mean, Dallas?
Shout out to Ender said this. If it's a sneaker thing, I get it. Otherwise, whatever floats his boat list, it's not about the sneakers for Baron. It's about what's inside the sneaker. I'm gonna tell you right now, he doesn't like socks. Let's go. For 18 months, man. I missed y'all. Look at Baby Boo Hugger, Level 1 family. Let's go. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you coming through and rocking with us, man. If you guys do me a big favor, hit that like button, share the stream out. It helps us out a whole bunch. Let people know the podcast is back again. I know for like the past 2 months, we haven't been doing the show. And for that, I apologize. Let people know we are back and we are doing this damn thing once again. But we're going to jump right into it. And Harrison, you are going to be public enemy number one to start this show. All right. We kind of knew this game would be talked about relentlessly upon release. Releases, I believe, officially tomorrow. We were lucky enough to be able to get an early copy to do a review. But we knew Assassin's Creed Shadows, for reasons that we don't need to say out loud because we know was going to be negatively looked at no matter how good the game is, right? If it's a bad game, it's a bad game. We're going to admit it when a game is bad. But this game, I felt that didn't have a chance for a lot of people because of how they felt about things socially, politically. They were going to be upset about this game, right? For all intents and purposes, for things that I have seen and heard, it did capitalize. It is better than its most Assassin's Creed's recent game, which I believe was Valhalla. The game did a lot of things right. I do want to talk a little bit later about its comparisons to a game, Ghost of Tsushima, because I've seen a lot of people try to compare it to that. But Harrison, you did do our review. If you could give us a quick rundown of your review and your thoughts about the game, because I believe it's currently sitting at an 82. And I believe we gave it a 9.1 or a 9.2. Your thoughts on well, first off, a synopsis of your review, and then your thoughts on the conversation surrounding the game.
Sure. To boil it down, I said that this Assassin's Creed, after, God, I don't know how many. I started playing this franchise when I was 10 in 2007, and I've played all of them. So when I said in my review that this is the one that perfectly refines and makes the gameplay actually feel purposeful, I mean it. And I mean, Valhalla sold 20 million copies, if I remember correctly. But I have like 200 hours in that game, and I can't tell you a single thing that I did that was really worthwhile in that title. And in Shadows, compared to all the other ones, it's got a good plot. The gameplay, if nothing else, the gameplay is great. The gameplay in the past Assassin's Creed haven't been really engaging at all, in my opinion. And the gameplay in this, the combat at least, is much more like Ghost of Tsushima or Sekiro, regarding the breaking armor and then executions and stuff like that. They cut out all of the giant collectathons. If there are collect things, it's like do it within a certain area and it's resolved in like 2 minutes, and that ties into character progression. I don't know if I've ever played an open world game, at least, that every single side activity can be resolved usually within like less than 5 minutes, and it still ties into your character progression and it makes you want to do it. I think by the time I'd put the review, I had 40 hours in the game, and if I wasn't just rushing through to do everything towards the end there, I'd have probably put an easy 100 hours into the game. But
Jesus,
if you are somebody that's like it's trash because it requires 60, 70 hours, not Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft's been doing a really good job recently with Avatar, Frontiers Pandora, and Star Wars Outlaws, to where if you want to just do main story, that'll take you maybe like 20, 30 hours. Unlike Origins and Odyssey, they got rid of all the grinding constantly, to where it's, hey, you did this next mission, now you got to grind for like an hour before you can do the next mission. All that's gone. So yeah, and then going from that into I kind of underestimated I've never been accused of being paid to play a game before, so that was fun.
Crazy work, and the comments have been crazy. Oh, your check must have cleared up, or you can tell they're working hard for that paycheck. That's been crazy comments you've been getting about this review.
Yeah, and I have friends that I know that I trust their gaming opinions, but like Shadows came out and I saw them commenting like, man, it sucks to see the game getting really high review scores. Everybody must have like just been easy on it because they want to get the next review key from Ubisoft. And I don't know if we see that with, like, Call of Duty is literally using AI to make games now. Like, Madden's the same thing every year. But like, if you play those games, like, who cares? I don't care. Have fun. But for some reason, every Ubisoft game, everybody just piles on and immediately says it's trash. I don't get it. It's gonna be one of those things in like 20 years. You're gonna see all these YouTube essayists being like, gamers didn't know how good we had it back in the mid 2000s of all the great company that was Ubisoft. Because I don't know if there's another company out there pushing technology in the games the way that Ubisoft is. At least an open world perspective. Like there's thousands of people that work on these games. The open worlds, among them, if nothing else, are just genuinely incredible. And there's nobody else out there that does anything like that. And I don't want to say that's a fact, but you'd have a very hard time convincing me otherwise. Besides, like Rockstar, of course, like them and Rockstar are the only people that make games that with that impressive of open worlds, in my opinion.
Because what was the last couple of games Ubisoft put out? Correct me if I'm wrong. It was did they do Star Wars Outlaws?
Yeah, they had the Prince of Persia: Lost Crown.
Yes, that was received very well.
Yeah, I reviewed that one. I had a great time with it. Everybody pretty much loved that game. It just didn't sell well, unfortunately. So that studio they didn't get closed, but they got moved to work on different stuff. So it really sucks that Ubisoft, does take a chance, makes like an awesome, Metroidvania side score that they're not known for, and it's actually a good game, and everybody still clowns on them and assumes it sucks, and they just move on without giving it a chance. So I don't understand these people.
Now let me ask you this, and D, I want to get you in on this as well. We kind of talked about this pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at the gameplay of AC Shadows. I did sort of see some Ghost in there. It seemed to play a little bit differently than the other Assassin's Creed games. You guys let me know. You guys have played way more AC games than I have, especially you, Hugger. Your thoughts on the comparisons between this new AC and Ghost?
I mean, with anything, there's always going to be the comparisons. Any new hard-ish game comes out, Soulsborne, just because,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Assassin's Creed China, you compare it to, that's another side-scrolling game set in Asia. I mean, I don't get why people are piling on it. You want to be mad at Yves Guillemot, be mad at Yves. Be mad at the head of Ubisoft. Don't be mad at the 2, 3, 4, however many people worked on this game that cared and actually tried. Decide for yourself, because from what Harrison has said, it is very different from if you didn't like the gameplay of Valhalla, if you didn't like the grind of Odyssey, it's not there, which I appreciate, and the storytelling is on point, which I love. And if you're that hung up about a woman, as a lead, you need to get over yourself. There's so many good games. Assassin's Creed Syndicate sold really well after they said a female lead would never be important. Just go and play the game. If you're that hung up about some pixels, go outside. But you need to chill out for a sec and just enjoy the game.
Is that what it is? We back mad about polygon titties?
We is mad about
Dallas.
polygon titties.
Dallas, while I got you, I do want to circle back to me talking about the comparison to Ghost, but I do want to, because I see a comment, I want to kind of go back to what Harrison was saying. Do you feel Ubisoft gets a bunch of unnecessary hate? Because, man, they are one of the, few like big AAA, that are constantly giving us out quality video games. You can't really look at a Ubisoft game for the most part like they're just pushing out crap. They're pushing out quality for the most part, right? And I think a lot of people get confused on what a quality game is. I think so many people are focused on Metacritic. I think so many people are too focused on if it's not a 90 plus, it's not a great game. Before we get to the comparisons, do you think Ubisoft gets a little more hate than what they deserve?
Nah. Well, okay, so in my head, Ubisoft is the lazy gifted kid. In a lot of ways. And when you're on top of your game as a lazy gifted kid, you can pretty much turn in your assignment like 5 minutes before the deadline, and it'll be amazing and everything will be great. But on the days that you're not on top of your game, it feels half-assed. And that's how I see Ubisoft's catalog. Sometimes they have a really good idea, and it's sometimes the simplest thing in the world, and they pull it off so beautifully. Then sometimes you can feel the half-assedness. You can feel the what's the word I'm looking for? The possible like interference. Yeah, that. Okay, so for a long time I've seen them that way. They're a lazy gifted kid. And in that, like with that in mind, I would say no, they don't get unnecessary hate. They just get necessary criticism. Now, that's with the understanding that these days in games, on the internet in general, you're going to receive unnecessary hate for just existing. But past that, I don't think so.
And some of y'all know Harrison with an 82, so don't even try it.
Yeah. So while he was talking, when they say about the Metacritic score, I went back and was searching Metacritic score. Assassin's Creed 1, 81. Assassin's Creed 2, 90. Syndicate, 76. Origins, 81. Valhalla, 80. Odyssey, 83. So besides Assassin's Creed 2, this is how all these games review. And, you love them or hate them, but I don't... I don't play sports games, So, I don't clown on people to play sports games. If you don't like the style of Assassin's Creed games, Ubisoft make a very specific style of game, and if you don't like it, that's fine. I just don't understand the constant piling on it. I know it became a meme after, was it Far Cry 3 that had the towers in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had Far Cry 3 for 3, 4. What came out in that time? Watch Dogs, Watch Dogs 2. And I think after that point, they realized like, oh, we need to focus on like not doing this. So they toned it down. Meanwhile, Sony said, oh, we should mimic this and just add more crap into our games. So I'm not sure why that meme continues. But anyways, all that to say that, yeah, these games review all the same, at least thankfully and hopefully. So this one performing like this is not out of the ordinary at all.
Now let me switch back to before. Did you play Ghost of Tsushima?
I played like an hour of it. I didn't get very far in it.
Do you see the comparisons like during your time with it?
I see the comparisons in the same way that people say Battlefield is like Call of Duty. Like if you watch it for 10 seconds, you're like, oh, that guy has a katana and it looks like it's in Japan. The tone of them is very different. And I think if you just approach them from what they're both going for, Assassin's Creed more focuses in on like you're actually in, I think pretty much all the island of Japan is explorable except the like northeast part where like Tokyo is. And from what I understand, at least Ghost of Tsushima is much more focused on like the plot of you doing things, and the side activities are much more trite. I might be wrong, but
Swinging over you, man, because you did play a lot of Ghosts, and I don't know if you play AC Shadows yet, but I know you checked out Harrison's review. Your thoughts about the comparisons?
Oh, well, I have played a ton of Ghost of Tsushima. And, you know, okay, so as an old gamer that was born in the late 1900s, I can see a trailer or I can see some gameplay, and I can pretty much, like, kind of tell what that game feel is going to be like. You know what I mean? Most of us we'll watch something, and we'll know if we'll like it or not, maybe. As much as you can without being hands-on with something, or we'll have a pretty decent idea of what it's gonna feel like to play that game. And having played so much Ghost of Tsushima and then actually seeing so much AC Shadows gameplay, I cannot really like imagine, like I can't really nail down what I think it'll feel like, and I like that about it because this era that we in of Assassin's Creed games, you expect it to get really samey, and it kind of was. And I really appreciate that I couldn't nail. As a matter of fact, just like watching gameplay of each character, I was really excited about the prospect of playing a game with Yasuke as the main character. But what's the girl's Naue? Naue, yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, her gameplay looks so much cooler to me. I can't even
really.
Listen, it's the ninja stuff, like if I compare weapons, I'm really disappointed that they gave Yasuke a big club and was like, here you go. Like,
well, he's got 6 different weapons. He's got more than Naue does, actually.
I like does he really not have any stealth? Like, is he really just brute? Like, I know one part of your review, you was like, yeah, he kind of just walks up behind you and just starts screaming like he's here. Like,
he can do stealth. It's not the strong suit. Like, he can sneak past people, if that's what you're asking. It's not like he can't crouch or sneak.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he can crouch through grass and hide and stuff like that. He just can't do, like, so now we can do, like, the dual assassinations. She's got smoke bombs to throw, kunai, shurikens, all that kind of stuff. But he can't do the, like, I'm going to backflip off a roof, land, like, stab the dude in the neck, and then throw a shuriken across the courtyard and kill somebody else, then disappear into a bush kind of thing.
But apparently he got godly hands.
And he really can't do leap of faith?
Oh, he can do leaps of faith. It's just,
but doesn't it's like
I didn't appreciate that joke. Funny.
It's a hilarious animation. That's all I'll say. He like hits the ground, like the hay like explodes, and he like bounces off the ground. He's like, well, that could have gone better.
Yeah. As far as copying Ghost of Tsushima, I think Ghost did it first. They copied it first. We've been saying that Ghost of Tsushima is Assassin's Creed Japan since we saw gameplay for the first time. And it does live up to that. In a lot of ways, it does live up to that. However, they copied it first. I mean, you know, homage where homage is due. And I do feel like they did it better. But I don't see a world in which this, like, I feel as if after having seen so much gameplay and not still being able to tell what it might feel like to play, still being like, oh well, you won't know till you get your hands on it. I'm really intrigued by what it might turn by what it's going to turn out to be. I'm hearing way too much good about it. So as much as the Assassin's Creed Japan was already done, better jokes are still gonna fly. That might not actually be the case in real life.
Now, see, I don't play a lot of Assassin's Creed games, but I'm looking at some of the comments from E-Nate. And one of the things he said is, to be fair, anyone who has played Assassin's Creed games, they change the combat constantly. Can you AC players confirm that? Like, it's a constant change in the combat?
I would say it changes like every trilogy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So the last one I said in my review is very like heavy on the ability spam that you can do. And this one is more focused on the actual, I don't want to say Souls-like, but like the classic Assassin's Creed, which is more like the dodge and parry systems. It's much more back to that style of gameplay as opposed to the like godlike powers of Cassandra and Eivor, that's their name. Compared to those two characters, the combat's much more focused. But yeah, whoever said that's correct. They do change it pretty much every trilogy.
Would you say like they kind of met in the middle of like the two styles? And what I mean by that is like, if you take that system to an extreme, like gamers usually do, the first set of games, it was more like, wait and press the button and counter and kill and move on. And then
there's no counter button. No counter button.
Oh, and then with the other games, it's like not really Souls, like clunky Souls almost. I hate to say it that way because it kind of does not do the good parts of it justice, but clunky Souls. Would you say like Shadows kind of met those two styles in the middle somewhere?
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. After like God of War or Sekiro, enemies have that whole like armor bar, guard, whatever it's called, and you break that, then they stumble and you can do damage on them. It's got that kind of thing. Yeah, that's a pretty fair assessment. They met both in the middle because you still have the cool. They're not godlike abilities in this, but you still have the abilities that they'll switch to like black and white to see the red blood and everything. It still looks cool, but they're not like throwing a lightning bolt, stabbing someone with 2 daggers, and jumping 50 feet in the air and landing on them kind of stuff. It's much more grounded.
Now, before we swing up out of this conversation, I got to ask this really quickly. I want to swing it around. Hug, get your thoughts as well. Harrison, you ran off the review scores of previous Assassin's Creed games. We kind of see that they normally land around 80, between 80 and 83, 84. Kind of saying like, hey, these are what the games are. This is the formula. Are we going to see a point to where this series evolves? Like, does it have to evolve, or can we just continue to be what it is and just it's a good game? But do you think it'll ever evolve to where it kind of gets out of this rut of kind of just hanging out in the middle and being a controversial game amongst gamers, or whether or not it's good or bad?
Gameplay wise, they have to adapt, and they've done a really good job of that. And I don't think people give them credit for that, because I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but after doing 500 hours of that and a couple hundred of Origins, going to Valhalla was like, oh, this is the same exact gameplay, just now there's snow on the ground. And I don't think they can saying that somebody that's played all of them, like, they can't get away with that even for me. Like, I might have still bought the game, but I wouldn't have bought it like day one or anything. Will they ever get out of this, as you called it, a rut? They would have. I
don't want to call it a rut. A rut is very unfair. It's very unfair to say they're in a rut. It's just, they're consistent.
Yeah.
Right. They're consistent.
For the general public, I think, to get back into these games, they would have to make a game that's a lot like Assassin's Creed 2, again, in my opinion, where there is an actual storyline that connects outside and inside the Animus, and they set up an actual plot that people care about. So they're not just playing, random, country medieval time simulators set in whatever time period. Until they do that, I don't think they're going to capture the whole people again. And because I always say that I was the only person that cared about that.
Oh no,
the modern day stream. But I hear a lot of people, like you commented the other day, like I hear a lot of people now, they're like, no, I only played it for the modern day part because that was cool and weird and unique at the time.
That's what it was about. That's the whole story. It's literally what the series is about. Oh man, shout out Desmond.
And they tried a little bit with the last three with Layla, but you can tell they were just doing stuff.
Yeah.
And not to go into spoilers, but Mirage and Valhalla set up some cool stuff with the world, and I just wish that they would have. I really thought they're going to get to that spot where they were setting up the like modern day story, going to do something cool, and they haven't. So
Yeah.
call
I
me
really thought we was
Ubisoft.
gonna
I have
like
ideas.
lead to Assassins and Watch Dogs or something. I was looking for something like that to happen.
You trying to have pistols in Assassin's Creed?
They already have those.
Yeah, they've been
the
having
worlds
them.
already linked together.
You want a Uzi? You want an AK in Assassin's Creed?
They linked, yeah, but we're not assassins, you know, like actual modern day Desmond at the end of the 2 trilogy Assassins.
Yeah. There's so much variety, and don't forget, like, we look at the series now, but Harrison commented, remember the multiplayer from, was it Brotherhood?
So good.
Or is it?
So good.
Innovative at the time, it was good, and it ran for a long time. They only shut it down a couple of years ago. And they have, like, the China, the Russia, the India series, which are different types of gameplay. Like, they have explored. People just really... Let me check what minute we're in. We're 30 minutes, and people just really bitch. And
About
they're like,
nothing.
we can't go either way. Like, can't go either way. About nothing.
Listen,
About a woman, a man, a pixel. Yeah, I'm with you.
part of me feels like that's what happened with the modern day story. Because there was a meme about nobody caring about that. They only really cared about what's happening in the Animus. That was a whole thing for a while. And I think maybe they took it too serious.
I think maybe you guys can feel me on this. There's been, in the modern games, hasn't been a moment that, like, has hit me. Because I still remember the way I felt in Black Flag when you're carrying Mary Reed out of the prison. And spoiler, she doesn't make it and dies in your arm. Oh, there hasn't been a moment like that in these modern games, and I'm hoping Shadows gives me something like that. I'm not gonna pick it up now. I'll wait for
I feel
month
like
when it's $20.
The
I will say
closest
you-
thing,
Oh, go ahead.
the closest thing I remember to a moment like that in the modern games is literally the opening of Origins. Like the knife being thrown into the mask, and like I think that was one of those moments, like the pure rage and grief, like that. It's fire. But I don't know. That's an interesting question.
I was gonna say, Shadows will make you care a whole lot more about the characters. They invest a whole lot more time, cutscenes, energy to making you care about both characters equally, which I was really shocked about. That they both constantly are interacting in the story. Like, you'll go to random dialogues in the open world and see like a little cutscene, and like if you walk up there as Yasuke, like Naoe will jump up off the roof like Batman and be like, "Yo, I'm here too." There's a really, really cool cutscene that happens during some of the story missions where like you choose which one of them is going to do what, but then you switch to the next one for the next section. So like you charge through this castle and like Yasuke's ready to attack, and like the camera zooms out and Naoe's perched up on a building above him, and it's like, do you want to play as Yasuke or Naoe? And I was like, that's so cool.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay. Dang, this is
Listen,
like when Dallas
before
was selling me on Cyberpunk. I might have to go get it.
Man, I needed something to
Listen,
take my time before Expedition 33.
it'll be $30 cheaper by the summer if things keep going the way they're going and the way people are refusing to go out and play, good games. It'll be discounted before you know it. So you know how these things. We'll probably go get some collector's editions for the low, and I'll send you one just like we did with Cyberpunk. Which we got a deal on Cyberpunk because I got those collectors and those steel books for like nothing, and then all of a sudden the game got good. Yeah. Listen, I do want to switch over a little bit. I do want to talk about some things that we haven't been able to talk about, and one of them is this Project Kennan. This was initially reported by Windows Central, J.S. Corden, a friend of the show. And then The Verge had picked it up, and then they kind of went back and forth on the spelling of the name, which I thought was pretty funny. But apparently this is... Okay, before we do that, I just want to say, I will gladly, and I'm open to being called Negro Damas, as I accurately told people for the longest time, and I got video evidence, that when you think of Xbox, I want you to think more so of Android, where Xbox has its own box, so does Android has its own phone, the Google Pixel. It has its own phone, and it owns the operating system, right? So you got Xbox, the operating system, and Xbox, the hardware. Google, you got Android, and you got the Pixel. But also, the Android operating system runs on a multitude of different pieces of hardware. You got it on Samsung. The list goes on. LG. They all making Android OS, but it's their own different hardware, right? So I just want to say that for the longest time, I've been saying I can see Xbox going the route of just being Android, right? Well, you're going to have your Xbox box, but you're also going to get the Asus of the world. Pick any other tablet maker having their, hey, this is our thing, and it's running Xbox OS, right? So I want to put that out there. But we're hearing Project Kennan is supposed to be in handheld, releasing supposedly this year. It's supposed to be, and apparently the rumor is it's going to be made by Asus. It's going to be a Xbox well, it's not really an Xbox handheld. It's an Asus handheld with an Xbox OS, right? Running a pseudo Xbox, right? I know initially when this report came out, people thought, oh, look, Xbox is making an Xbox handheld. It's Xbox hardware, but it's not. The hardware has been done with someone else, and Xbox is handling the software side of it. This console, oddly enough, is rumored not to be able to play Xbox games natively, which for me automatically put it out for me. Like I want to be able to play these games natively. I do understand there's the Xbox Play Anywhere, where if the game's available on the Xbox and it's also on PC, if it's an Xbox Play Anywhere title, you can play it natively via Xbox Play Anywhere. But I want to be able to play my entire Xbox library natively on the go. So I'm automatically like sort of out with this, right? But I do want to get y'all's thoughts. And Harrison, as our guest, even I do want to start with you. Xbox is apparently coming out with a handheld via Asus. It's pretty much supposed to be the Steam Deck, but running a Xbox OS and Xbox centric. You'll be able to stream your Xbox library. However, you would not be able to play your games, your Xbox games locally. Your thoughts on Project Kennan?
For one, I think them making a handheld makes total sense, especially after Steam just made their OS shareable and running on anything. So let's say 15 years from now, I don't know why, not that they should do this, but it would be so easy for the Xbox to partner with a handheld like that and make a dock for it, to upscale it, to make it some kind of way more powerful Steam Deck. Because I haven't had much success with upscaling using a Steam Deck like plug-in thingy, whatever that's called. But I got to hear Phil Spencer talk at IGN Live last year, and Ryan McCaffrey asked him, if they release in handheld, is it going to be something that they stream your games, kind of like a PlayStation Portable, whatever that's called, or is it going to be like a Steam Deck you download your stuff to? And Spencer replied, not them saying anything's happening, but I'm kind of somebody that wants to be able to have things downloaded and play them for myself. Based off that comment, unless something is massively changed, I don't know if they would launch something branded like that with Xbox if you're not able to at least download a couple native Xbox games to it. The ROG Ally can already do it, so I don't know what would be holding it back there from a technology perspective. But I'm not I don't build these things, so I don't know.
Part of the article in here, it says Project Kennan is indeed from Asus and will essentially be somewhat similar to the Asus ROG Ally owners, albeit with an Xboxy twist, whatever that's supposed to mean. According to sources, Kennan will blend Asus styling and update design conventions more typically of an Xbox style device with more prominent grips and a dedicated Xbox guide style button. It's unclear whether Kennan will sit alongside any prospective ROG Ally 2 as a separate SKU, or whether it's in essence the ROG Ally 2 subsidized by Xbox. It goes on to say the ROG Ally X is arguably the best PC gaming handheld in the market, yada, yada, yada. It has balanced specs. And it's also talks about how Lenovo, which is another handheld maker, partnered up with Steam for their third-party program. Microsoft hardware team is led by But basically, again, we're talking about this Kennan running Xbox games or not natively, and I just don't understand it. I will understand if Microsoft put out and hey, this is our handheld. It does everything. It is a remember the rumors at one point is Xbox was supposed like a Switch like device that was dockable like the Switch. That rumor kind of fizzled out, and that still might be the case next year. But D, I'm gonna swing over to you, man. Your thoughts on Project Kennan, and does it move the needle for you? Because I'm excited for an Xbox handheld, just not one where I have to stream everything. Well, stream Xbox stuff.
I'm excited for an Xbox handheld. I think it's long overdue. It's something I kind of been looking for, but I feel as if I need a little more incentive other than it being very Xboxy for me to buy. I might need something a little more than it feels like Xbox, like because that communicates to me that it's intended for hardcore Xbox people or people who grew up on the Xbox platform, or even though that's probably not just the case. I mean, whoever will spend money on it, you gonna let them do it. But it's something I would buy for fun. It's something I would buy because I'm a nerd. But I don't feel a whole lot of incentive past the Xboxy thing to do so. Like, what's the difference between that and just buying a ROG Ally without a dock?
That was my next point, because with it being with an Xboxy twist, and again, we don't know what that means, but if it truly means like, hey, it might look like Xbox when you go into it, it might have the co-pilot stuff, because essentially what this is it's a PC, it's a handheld PC, with blended somehow with Xbox. But again, yes, I can play my Steam games native. Great. I like to be able to play my Epic, from Epic, which by the way, all my Epic games are free games that they gave out, because I haven't bought a single game from Epic. All my games from Epic are free. I can play those games natively, but not being able to play Xbox games natively is a massive L. And you're pretty much, again, this is the ROG. It's gonna be the ROG Ally 2. I don't understand what could Xbox do to make it seem Xboxy, other than like, hey, you got to play anywhere games. Hey, you can stream games, and hey, you could possibly load it up and it look like your Xbox at home, and or you can switch, between different things. Like, I don't understand the pull to that, especially if it's likely going to cost $600. I don't understand the pull for the Xbox owner. Not in general. If you're someone who just wants a handheld PC, okay, that's fine. But for the hardcore Xbox fan, or even the Xbox fan, like, hey, I want more Xbox, I don't understand how this moves the needle for you.
There's no way it'll be $600. Absolutely.
You don't think so?
No,
It would be wild.
They can't.
How much is the ROG Ally?
Let's find out. That one's around 500, right?
All I know is
it's $469 on Walmart. Shout out Walmart.
This Joker gonna be $599. It's gonna be the all new powerful, most powerful handheld ever, comparable to yada yada yada. They're gonna. I'm hoping it's around $499, but I could definitely see them trying to make it $600.
I mean, a Steam Deck OLED, like almost $700.
There you go.
So I'm not saying they should do it, but yeah, here's an ROG Ally. The highest version of it's $800.
That's crazy work.
That is crazy.
That's crazy, and I just don't see them. If this is supposed to be the ROG Ally 2, right? And it's supposed to be everything that handheld is and more, and we got an Xboxy twist. What does it come with? 12 months of Game Pass? Like, I definitely see this thing being priced. It's already priced out of my price range, because I can't play my Xbox games native. Like, I want to take my Xbox library with me everywhere.
Yep.
The list of streaming your own, and I don't like streaming certain games. I just don't want to do it. You got to have a great connection. You got to have this, that, and the other. The situation has to be right. I don't understand. Again, this is all super earliness. I don't understand how you could justify this. Like Hugger, you work at Xbox now. Sell me your Xboxy handheld that can't play your games natively.
Hi there. You are a super fan of Xbox, and you really like Xbox and Xbox branding, right? Here is. You remember growing up the Hatsune Miku PSP that did nothing extra? It just had a different skin on it. Here you go. You like an iPhone? Here's the same iPhone. I think that's really just what it's gonna be. Or they roll out something completely weird with it that is specific to handhelds, like a new plan for handhelds. Please God.
A plan, like a phone plan? Please.
I don't know.
What's the PSP? Was it the PSP that had the phone plans?
Yeah, the
here.
PSP Go, PSP, the second version of it did. The one.
Oh, yes. For those that were born in the late 1900s, yeah, we had we grew up with handhelds that you had to have a phone plan to be able to, yeah. This was a thing that happened. Yeah.
People have Xbox fridges and toasters and all. People, if you
I've got both
Xboxes, they'll buy any. There you go.
I do have the Xbox mini fridge. I'm not gonna hold you. I got it. It was on sale. Cause I don't have the toaster.
The toaster's pretty sweet.
I got the mini fridge.
Yeah. I don't hate on people for buying whatever the hell you want. It's your money, baby. Just let people buy what they want. Dang. Collect.
No, and not the Game Pass Ultimate contracts. Don't give them any ideas, please. God, do not give Microsoft any ideas. I want them to release a handheld. It needs to make sense. Like it just really needs to make sense. And I think if you're going to do this and put your brand on an Xbox, it needs to be more than a sticker. Like it needs to mean something. Like that Xboxy twist has to mean something other than, hey, you can, because I can stream Xbox games on the Ally now. Mm-hmm. Like that's something I can do right now. So what are you going to do differently for me? You tell me if I got this, I got free Game Pass or something. Like tell me what you can do differently to justify likely a $600 price tag.
It needs to be more than a sticker. It's some deep shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. That needs to be on like a t-shirt. I felt that in my soul.
This little avatar's cracking me up.
But listen, I do want to stick with Xbox, right? And kind of shifting to the other part of this news that's coming out about Xbox. This is something that's been rumored for a while. So we're supposed to be having this Asus handheld dropping in 2025. And then the new Xbox launching likely 2026, from what we're hearing. And this Xbox, again, I am under the notion that I do believe that Microsoft will go the Android route when it comes to this device. I don't know how much longer, because we know Xbox's whole game plan is Game Pass. They are essentially, more than ever a third-party company, third-party publisher. They're going to release all of their games on PlayStation and Nintendo, right? As someone who doesn't want the Xbox hardware to go away, I feel like they have to do something drastically different to get people into buying the hardware again. And I think if the rumors are true, I think a surefire way to get people to go out and buy your Xbox is if they can truly play Steam games on that console. I think Steam, even though it's going to completely obliterate their own store, goodbye. If you sell an Xbox hardware that has Steam store on that, no one's going to ever buy games from your store. You might as well just, have a Game Pass section and the Steam store, right? If these rumors are somehow true, and the next Xbox does have Steam on there, I think that's going to be massive. I think that's going to break down barriers between console and PC. You're going to see console players who do not have a PC, do not want a game on PC, have more access to games they never had access before, access to sales they never had access to before. It's going to be a massive change in the console gaming space, right? And Harrison, I'm gonna swing over to you for the evening. Any way that you believe that this rumor is true, and if it is, how do you think this will impact the market with the next Xbox possibly being able to run Steam?
I think parts of it are true. I just don't see them launching without a way to play games locally. I mean, I pulled this out. I have it over here. You can stick your phone in here. I don't remember what this is called. It's a Razer or something. But you stick your phone in here and you pull up the cloud streaming Xbox app, and your phone turns into a Nintendo Switch, but it's playing Xbox games.
Oh, the backbone.
Yeah, the backbone. Thank you. This was like $40 on Amazon. Like, these things are really cheap. And we know people, if anybody here owns a PlayStation Portable and spent $200 on it, you're not allowed to have an opinion on this. But I don't think that they can ever release something that just streams without being able to download anything, because that market is already there. You know, like the Steam Deck already exists. I think what you said about breaking down barriers works. I have most of my friends that only game on console. And a lot of them are like, wow, the Steam Deck sounds cool, but I don't want to have to restart, a gaming library. There's some games that I want to, like Age of Empires would be really cool if I could play with like mouse and keyboard. And you can hook up a third-party one to the Steam Deck and like turn it on side and plug it up to a TV or something. But yeah, like you said, that can help break down barriers. People are like, oh, maybe I'll buy this game on Xbox now because I can run it on my little thing and run a mouse and keyboard up to it and dock it if that's a thing. Because I do think that there are people out there, and I used to be one of them, that was like, man, I just want to buy something on one store. I don't want to have to flip through different storefronts to get stuff. I want to sit down at my TV or turn on, like if I turned on my Switch and had to choose between like, I can buy stuff on Epic Games, PlayStation, or the Switch. I don't like that would kind of ruin half the like, I don't want to say the immersion, but like it's like just another random hurdle that you have to take before you can relax and play a game that evening. So yeah, I think there's people out there that if it's under $500-600 and it can run Steam, if you can sideload it to run Epic Games, if it has the Windows Store on it, it can run Xbox games natively and download. Even if the storage isn't huge, if it does that thing like the early Xbox One games did, where you could download like half the game and it would stream parts of it. So that could be something they could do. I remember the games used to do that, where you could like, it would be like, hey, your game is playable, but it's not fully downloaded yet.
Yep.
If they did something like that and made that work with the cloud architecture, I could see that working for them. But that would be the only, if you can't do something like that, I'm with you. I don't know if I would get it, because I've tried the streaming. I mean, I live in the South, that we don't have good internet here. People think we do are, lying to themselves. Like my internet is still like 150 megabytes. And like when I go travel, it's like a gigabyte per second everywhere. Like if I've tried to play like Halo or Forza streaming, and it just doesn't work. Like I can play turn-based stuff, like it's perfect because the latency doesn't really matter. But like you play a game that kind of stuff matters, I can't do that. And I would assume that like at least the entire Southeast, mostly, maybe like different. If you live anywhere that's rural, like I don't know if it would make sense for you to get a game that you have to stream games to have a good experience on it.
Would you? But would you? Let's say for the dedicated box in 2026, right? The dedicated Xbox box. Are you all for that box potentially running Steam? Like, would that be a game changer for Microsoft? They released a box, a dedicated hardware box that also plays Steam.
You mean like a console box, like using Xbox?
A console controller? Box. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Steam already opened the door to letting people do that. I don't know. Again, I don't make these things, but like that seems like a no-brainer, or like why they wouldn't. I don't know why. Like I have no qualms with that. You put more places I can buy or play things with a controller, because launching games in Steam Big Picture mode, I don't care what Steam says, it's not a great experience. Half the time I have to do controller layouts or reprogram crap. If you made that experience to where it just worked, like I'm in. Because the Steam Big Picture mode is like doesn't work all the time. So that would solve a huge problem in my life, at least.
Okay, what a Xbox console that runs Steam? Would that be I know you have a big beautiful PC behind you. I get that, but you're someone who doesn't really buy consoles, especially not Xboxes, right? Would an Xbox that ran Steam move the needle at all? Would that do something for you?
Personally, no, but I think it'd be really cool for a lot of people, because like you said, it's breaking down barriers, introducing people to things. I don't know. I just think the way Game Pass has opened and brought so many like small indie games into my life, thinking of Xbox gamers having that access to so many more indie games that are on Steam and like Steam-based things only, a lot of gamers would have a lot of their perspectives opened up. That's all I want. I just want to have water cooler talk about, hey, have you played like Red String Club? No? Oh, you should play it. It's on Steam. Now you have access to it. You know me, I don't care where the games go. I just want to play them and talk with them about people.
Would that disrupt the console market? Steam, you know, there was at one point. You guys remember the Steam box that no one bought and that ugly controller?
Yeah.
That was a thing that happened, right? Do you think if Xbox said, you know what, we can't compete, and we want to keep making hardware, Game Pass is our number one thing, but hey, Steam, we're gonna put you on our box. Do you think that would disrupt the console market at all? Do you think that would kind of, you know, change how we look at, you know, the barriers when it comes to console gaming and PC?
I mean, I hope that we get like the copycat thing if that's the case. I think don't stop at Steam. Don't stop at Steam. Do it with everything. Just because the notion of like having a machine that plays your entire library, something that you can play every game you have. Like, it's there's something about that notion that fits with the like philosophy of consoles. The whole point is ease of access, plug and play. You can, you know, plug it in, you turn it on, you play your games. Imagine if you could do that with every game you own, and then every game you own is also like, I don't know. Just imagine if you could do it. Like, that's one of those things. Like, the same people who were complaining about having 50 different storefronts on PC would be the same people to go, you know what? I think I found what I'm putting in the living room.
If it does that too, lad, you can play PlayStation games now on an Xbox. Like, you can put on.
That was my next point.
Yep, Helldivers, God of War, whatever you want.
If God of War is on Steam and Steam is on my Xbox, that means God of War is pseudo natively on my Xbox. That was my next point, Harrison. That's crazy how we both went there.
Sorry.
Because I think that is what disrupts the market.
That's
because what does
the
PlayStation do?
disruption will be?
Because PlayStation's thing now is, hey, we're going to put our games on PC. Well, there may not be day one, but our exclusive games are going to PC. They're going to be on Steam. Is there a way for them to say it's going to be on Steam, but there has to be a way to block it to where this has to be a separate version of Steam? Otherwise, you no longer get our games. Like, that's going to create chaos in the market, because what does PlayStation do? Do they throw away the revenue from PC because they don't want they want a separate Steam version on Xbox? I think this would massively disrupt what PlayStation does, and it could even get them to pull their games off of Steam.
Really? You think it's that deep?
I think PlayStation hates Xbox that much, and they want to make sure Xbox is completely dead in the water and not competition. And I think the day PlayStation will be cool with Xbox, even though Xbox is cool with PlayStation, Xbox loves PlayStation. They want to be friends. I think the day PlayStation is cool with Xbox is the day Xbox stops making hardware, because they're going to see Xbox as competition, because Sony's entire model is to sell you the PlayStation 5. While Xbox is trying to sell you a plan, PlayStation wants to sell you the box, right? So it's one thing for people to say, yeah, I'm not buying a PlayStation. I'll wait for it to come on PC. Now they're going to say, and I'm not going to buy a PlayStation. I'll wait for it to drop on Xbox. That's crazy to me.
Then maybe we'll get day and date.
Yeah. Then at this point, then there's no point of a PlayStation. If PlayStation, if this is true, and Steam is coming to Xbox, and PlayStation goes day and date with PC releases, then there's no point of a PlayStation, and Xbox has suddenly killed the PlayStation brand. Because why would you buy one box that does just these games, when you can buy an Xbox that does those same games plus Steam?
And check and mate.
Damn.
I think you're underestimating
You
how
activated my
big a
trap card.
fanboys PlayStation has. Like it's
Apple,
like
man.
There's that. Or that the average person, if you like video games and you're a casual, you probably what people call PlayStation fanboys, basically, because like PlayStation is what Nintendo
Behind you.
was in the 80s.
Why do
yeah.
people
So
need
when people,
Funkos?
yeah,
Because you enjoy them and you enjoy the feeling it gives to you. Why do
Yep.
we buy certain cars? You enjoy the feeling it gets. We don't need anything. We could all be PC players and just have everything and nobody could, well, people would complain. But we enjoy. It's a feeling we get. We're always going to need those boxes. I know we are moving away from them and it is, we're sad and whatever, but people buy it because you love Xbox. You get your toes a little interlocked when you play your Xbox games. That's somebody playing their PlayStation games. There's always if there's a need.
I
Even if it's
definitely
like,
interlock my toes when I play PlayStation.
even if they they don't do mass-produced consoles anymore and they do special edition one-offs, there's still going to be a need for people that want consoles. Always.
I
There's a,
totally
like-
get the Xbox, the PlayStation user. It's like an iPhone user. No matter what, the iPhone is the king of king, right? I just think, and this is just me, there will be enough gamers with more than 3 brain cells that can see that this box only does this particular thing, while this box also does this, and this. Game Pass, Steam, and all of PlayStation's exclusive because they went day and date. I think if this is true, this is more. I think PlayStation would pull their games from Steam, or try to force Steam. They would try to force Steam to say, "Hey, that Xbox thing you got going on needs to be a separate version of Steam. It can't have our games. We're not allowed our games run on the
They could just do
Xbox
codes.
version."
Imagine
You can
expecting.
enter codes into like the beta versions if you want to get into different branches. You have to get specific codes. They could do something like that, where you download the game and when you put in your code to unlock it, because you're probably not going to get a physical disc, it could just be the version that unlocks for you.
I don't see Steam taking the manpower and energy to placate
No.
Sony in making 2 separate versions of their store. I just
And
don't
Sony would just pull their games. I think Sony would pull their games before they allow you to play God of War on your Xbox.
And if they do it, then
Yes.
like sucks for them.
Then they
Like
do.
do it, whatever they want. Yeah.
Investors will be pissed because they're going to be banking on that revenue from PC. I just feel like PlayStation really does not like Xbox. They don't want to play friendly with Xbox. Hey, Xbox, you can come up to my house and we can play basketball with your ball, but you can't play with my ball. And we're gonna.
Do you think PlayStation gives Xbox the Mad Catz controller when they do couch co-op?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yes.
Oh man.
Well, here's
Yes.
the thing. If the investors don't like the Xbox, or if PlayStation keeps giving off the I don't like them and it affects their dollar, they're just going to replace it with somebody who's more agreeable to Xbox.
Yes.
Replacing a
If they
CEO
do,
is better than pissing off a whole fan base.
because if they go through with the handheld, Xbox is already gonna like. Why would you buy a Steam Deck anymore? Like the new people that are looking to buy a Steam Deck. I mean, like why would you
Mhm.
buy a Steam Deck if you can also buy something that runs Xbox games as well as Steam games?
Yeah.
Xbox is already going to bring in even more PC people, and I don't see like PlayStation already loses a bunch of audience if that happens, anyways. So I don't know. 10 years they'll probably make their own version of something and price it more, and people will still buy it. So
While people are arguing over which console is the best, Microsoft secretly been trying to create one thing to rule them all.
yeah, I tell a lot of people that are like, you can hate Xbox if you want, but factually, like they've done everything first. Most of the things that people love about PlayStation. It's just that Xbox they're an American company, and that sucks because they're like, we need constant innovation. So they'll make like the achievement system. They're like, this is really awesome. And then PlayStation got it like 2 years later, but by then Xbox has moved on to something like the avatars or something like
Mhm.
that. So they never slow down enough to focus on one thing. So Sony comes along, rebrands as their own. Everybody acts like Sony invented it.
Can Xbox slow down enough to give us themes?
They have themes.
To get
They do.
Yeah,
Did I miss that?
Yeah, you've had themes since the 360. You used to be able to unlock them doing like achievements and stuff too. That was really cool.
Hmm.
shout out to Jay with the Tub Super Chat. He says, I don't think Sony is going to pull anything because they're going to get money regardless. Whether we play those games on Xbox, whether we play those games on Xbox on a PC, Sony will play ball since their studios aren't releasing games. Listen, I will tell you this for a fact. Sony is really lucky that they're in the spot they're in right now because they really have been releasing games. I mean, that whole game, the whole thing with the multiplayer games kind of pushed them back. But shout out to you, Jay. Man, I appreciate you coming through, rocking through. And again, I think you on the same wavelength as Dallas and Harrison. I just think Sony really hates Microsoft. I think PlayStation really hates Xbox, and I can see them saying, you know what, instead of Steam, we're gonna move all our games to the Epic Store because we don't want Steam playing our games on Xbox. I really see them being that petty. Like I really think they really hate Xbox, bro. Like they do. They would put their neck on Xbox if they could, and they try to.
Pause.
I'm just saying, like they really would. And I know I get what you're saying, Jay, Dallas, Harrison. I get what y'all saying. And if the rumors are true and the next Xbox has Steam on it, I just don't foresee me being able to pick up my Starfield Xbox controller and play God of War Ragnarok. I just don't foresee that ever happening. But if it does, Xbox won the console war.
Please don't make a bet because we ain't doing.
You can already do that. You can do that right now at your PC, dude. Just buy God of War, plug in that controller.
Well, yeah. I guess y'all know what I mean, assholes. Yeah. I'm talking about console. We know Gears of War is going to PlayStation. We know all of this is that we get it, right? We understand that. It's almost like Xbox, like, hey, here's this, because in the back of their mind they know I'm getting all of your shit. Like I'm getting everything.
And who cares? More people play games is good. Like, who cares?
True. No, 100%. I get. I'm an old man that needs to get out of his old ways and understand that things are going to be different. But I'm the guy that looks at my desk and I have a PlayStation, a Switch, and an Xbox. And I'm like, oh, you guys are so cute together. Like, I love you. Don't ever change. Like, I love that. Like, to now having the thought of switching to just like, hey, everything, this one thing is here. And that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's just, it's so different from what we know of gaming, console gaming since its inception. I had a NES and a Genesis, right? Or a Super Nintendo and a Genesis. There's always been like multiple things, right, that do different things, and it's hard to come to grips that we're going to have a box that rules them all at some point. And I'm telling you right now, if Steam is on Xbox, it's Xbox. It's Microsoft gaming. They're going to win. They're going to ultimately end the console war. Except for Nintendo. Nintendo's not going nowhere. And Nintendo not letting you play none of their games on none of your other platforms. You're not playing Mario Kart on your PC legally, your Xbox or PlayStation. That's never happening. Never. Because Nintendo will always be different, and they don't give a damn what Xbox and PlayStation is doing. You're not playing nothing. If you try to copyright or do my games, I'm suing your ass. Nintendo's different. They gangster. I love it. Thug. Gang.
Gang.
Listen, we got to get up out of here. Harrison, I number one, man, I love everything you guys do at PM Studios, man. You guys are absolutely freaking fantastic. One of the best in the business. You guys put out some amazing games. You, as a content creator here at Lv1, man, you've done some amazing work, man. I'm excited about you going to PAX East. That makes me happy, man. You are an incredible addition to what we do here at Lv1 Gaming, man. And I want to give you as many roses as I can because I think that's important to let people know, man, how much they mean to not just the brand, but to me, man. I think you're freaking awesome, and the work you do is amazing. And I want more people to see how good of a creator you are, man, because you create and you do an amazing job at it.
Hey, man, that means a lot. I appreciate it. I'm just happy to be here. Y'all give me a platform, like I said earlier, to just use my creativity for something else in the gaming industry with things that I can relax after work to play games and put my creativity to something that helps other people, or just sometimes I want to scream into the abyss, and maybe somebody out there likes the abyss and will listen back. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Love being here. Really appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity to come on along and just speak nonsense at people.
And listen, man, you're over here. You in the podcast channel on our Discord. You're welcome on the show anytime, man. You're family. You ain't gotta ever, hey, bro, I'm gonna come on a pod tonight. Cool, jump on in. You're already here. You know what to do, man. We're gonna get up out of here. Almost sleek. Harrison for life. Who is almost sleek? He said he knows you.
That's
Harrison for life.
He works with me at PM.
He says for lifer, bro. Harrison for life. Shout out to Harrison. Shout out to PM Studios, man. It's been a hell of a show, man. We promise to get back to being more consistent. We know this is only the second show we've had in like 2 months. People are probably mad at us for not doing a show every week, but we're gonna be back doing these things. I just got a text from Baron. He just finished washing his hands, getting the oil off his feet, because he's had a heck of a time at the Geriatric Feet Festival 2025. And I can't wait to not look at the pictures he's going to send me. With all that said, congratulations, you guys leveled up. This was Lv1 Gaming Podcast. Make sure you guys check out the review Harrison did for AC Shadow that releases tomorrow. His full review, in-depth, 30 minutes long. It's live on the channel right now. And also, if you got a short attention span, there's been a hell of an amount of shorts that's been put up from his review and about his review, man. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Give my homie a follow on the X Tweets app or the Blue Sky app, man, because he deserves it. Well, all that said, congratulations. You guys leveled up. This was Lv1 Gaming Podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Yeah.